example, in my class, I graduated as maybe the student with the highest GPA. I don't like using best student, but they call it best graduating student because I had the highest GPA.
Engineer Dr. Mrs. Ogitech Documentary for the success and achievements attained so far.
I mean, this is a woman that will not, how will I put it now, when it comes to quality, when it comes to our standard or our principle, it doesn't care if you know you or not, you just have to make sure you get it right. A go-getter, I mean, someone that will actually put her life down for you to learn from.
An era where one can have daughter, otherwise we will have given it to her willingly because of her performance. And I'm sure that a lot of people will cry by the time she
Very wonderful woman. She's always ready for action, very firm. Though she looks so gentle, but she's very, very firm.
The Ogun State Institute of Technology, Igbesa, is located in Igbesa, an industrial town in neighborhood of others such as Agbara, Losada, and Ota. It is one of the 4 institutions that was established by the state government in each of the 4 socio-political zones. On July 15, 2014, former Governor Senator Ibikunle Amosun appointed Engineer Dr. Mrs. Olufunke Olanike Akinkurulere, FNSE, as the first female and second substantive rector, Ogun State Institute of Technology, Igbesa. The rector says the institute maintains a reputation as a top technology-intensive institution which produces students that are the nation's pride. In 8 years, as the rector of the prestigious institution and with the continued support of the state government, Engineer Dr. Olufunke Akinkurulere has achieved giant stride and left an indelible footprint in the sands of time. Speaking on the early years of the institution, she says the zeal and the passion of the cooperative staff she met on ground motivated her to hit the ground running. Even without the much needed infrastructures, the rector says she took up the challenge as she had a vision of what she wanted to achieve. Dr. Akinkurulere speaks on the academic programs run by the institution and how the school has been able to achieve the feat.
When I came on board, I made accredited courses. I made about 11, but effectively there were about 18 programs that have been approved for us, and some were already due for reaccreditation. So it was like, when we came, it was like straight to work. We started looking for, initially how to improve on the number of programs. So effectively we made about 18 programs, and today we have about 35 fully accredited programs.
As an award-winning institution, the school recorded another first from the Joint Admission and Matriculation Board.
Yeah, firstly I return glory to the Almighty God, because irrespective of your belief, I believe there's nothing you are that is not by the grace of God. I also want to appreciate members of staff, because I believe as a rector to provide the leadership. But you cannot call yourself a good leader when you don't have good people following you. So you want to make good progress. You need a vibrant team. So I want to appreciate Ogitech staff teaching and not teaching. It is so wonderful. We had our downs and our ups, but sincerely I can raise my shoulder high anywhere to tell people that we have dedicated and committed staff in Ogitech. Because winning the award, it was all institutions in Nigeria were put on the same scale. I mean, there were criteria, and for us to have been able to win the award, about 75 million naira award, that means we actually met the criteria. The award to me is the most compliant in admission processes, and when you look at all the categories of awards, that is one that you can actually say was based on merit and academic performance.
The rector speaks on what it feels like getting a national recognition laced with global relevance.
When you are appreciated, you feel happy. I want to appreciate the executive governor by winning the award. In the first instance, we were singled out of all tertiary institutions in the country, because we happen to be the only state-owned institution that won the award. All other categories were won by federal institutions. And for it coming to Ogun State, it further reinforced that we are gateway to every good thing in Ogun State. So for the governor, the governor of Ogun State, Prince Abeokuta, to have recognized that, also reinforced his commitment to education.
The rector is a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, a field less traveled by female folks in Nigeria. She challenges girls to develop passion in the field of engineering as she shares tips from her success story.
When I gained admission in my class, about 22 of us, we were only two female students. Later, another person joined us. So in a class of 22 with only 3 female. So it has always been like that. But one of the ways we encourage young, upcoming female students is by telling them, some of our testimonies. One thing I've discovered about engineering, particularly when we have female students, that they always outshine their male counterparts. For example, in my class, I graduated as maybe the student with the highest CGPA. I don't like using best student, but they call it best graduating student because I had the highest CGPA. So you can imagine a class of 22 with 3 female and a female also leading the class. So these are some of the ways we encourage some of our female students.
Technical and vocational education remain key to the development and industrial growth of Nigeria. Over the years, this has become a case of much talk, less action. The academic advocates skilled manpower to achieve national growth.
We will continue to create awareness. You see, I've always been saying this, that no nation, any part of the world can have any meaningful development with unskilled labor. And that is one of the main things we do in Tibet. We need skill. Getting a degree is different from having the skill. You may know the wherewithal, you can, but do we actually have skill? So what we are advocating for in Tibet, with your degree, with your diploma, ensure you get skill. And that is everything about technical and vocational educational training. For me, I can see the future is bright for us in this nation. We just need to get certain things right, because Nigeria is blessed with active youth, hardworking youth, youth that are ready to learn and to do anything. They have the opportunity, so we should give them this opportunity.
As a structural engineer in the university system, she has acted as head of civil engineering and computer engineering departments. Chairperson and member of various committees and different important programs in the university system. In recognition of her excellent leadership qualities, Engineer Dr. Akinkurulere was appointed as the first female acting chairman of the head of colleges of education and polytechnics in Nigeria. She speaks on her vision for the body.
The appointment, sincerely, it's because I don't know, maybe the first for a female, and then maybe coming to Ogun State. The experience for me as a leader, we call it a leader, because when you see yourself as a leader, you're supposed to provide the leadership. But I also am open to learn. Remember, we are working with intellectuals. We are working with rectors. Age-wise, in fact, maybe many of them are older than me. So for me to be able to provide the necessary leadership, number one must be humble. No, even when you are given a position, you must know that you are there to serve.
The Olu of Ilaro and the paramount ruler of Yoruba land, Oba Kehinde Olugbenle, showers encomium on the academic for the giant strides recorded at the institution.
There is no doubt when we talk of women that have come from Yoruba land, I think in our generation she stands apart because she has proved to be an Amazon, an enigma, and somebody that has brought great honor and dignity to Yoruba land, especially Ilaro, a place of birth. Funke, as I know her, is a go-getter, very highly focused, diligent, hardworking, and is somebody that puts all her strength in whatever assignment she's given.
Worried by the rise in industrial actions, which is gradually becoming a norm that has bedeviled tertiary institutions in Nigeria, she speaks of possible solutions that can change the narrative.
About the strike, like I said earlier, nobody is happy whenever there is strike. You see, a lot of people usually think that maybe lecturers, because I was a lecturer, of course, for you to be an head of institution, you have to be in academics. That maybe they are always happy going on strike. No, I don't think anybody, any sane person, will be happy to stay at home. And so the government just need to listen to them.
The role of tertiary institutions is their ability to contribute to educational development. Engineer Akinkurulere speaks on the Ogitech story.
Yeah, Ogitech is a polytechnic. Some of our members of staff, they engage in research, though we are not but in academics, they're supposed to be a continuous research. And I can tell you, we have some of the work of our staff that all we are waiting for is for them to get the patency for them, because until then we cannot lay claim to any contribution to until you are it, everything is, we have patent, we have to go through the process, which presently is what we are doing. But I can tell you that apart from the fact that we are raising future leaders, the slogan is our graduate, the nation's pride. What we do here, they are not only coming here to get their diploma, as the case may be. We are also raising future leaders, and that is why even here we ensure that our students, we ensure that we invite in them, moral values.
In 8 years, the acting chairman of COET has transformed the fortunes of Ogitech. She gladly highlights some of the landmark projects recorded in the institution.
And maybe because of my belief, I just believe whatever you must have achieved is God that gives enablement. But when I went to start counting, I was in this office with some of my staff, and we counted that, okay, let's look at some of the basic projects. I mean, the projects that are main structures. I've been able to count more than 10, 12. Starting with when we came, I told you, I met just the gates. And the implication is that the student, anybody can just come in. There could be any form of, even now going by the security situation in the country. So the first thing we did was to make sure we start fencing. We have large expanse of land, and when you come to Ogitech today and you see everywhere fenced, we have not been able to complete it because we have issues with land speculators, land grabbers. But I want to thank God for the cooperation we are getting from the community in that area. So the first thing, one of the major things we did is to ensure we start the perimeter fencing. I think we are going to fence more than 1 kilometer, and you know the implication of that. And again, we now discovered that a lot of our students, Ogitech started becoming a polytechnic of choice, so we needed to improve on our infrastructure. So I started with when we came, the multipurpose hall, the foundation was just done, I think, and I met it. We were using canopy, and so we started with that. I'm starting with that. So we're counting. We started with that. At the time we did it, but later we had to do it again. Because of my profession, I'm an engineer. I'm a civil engineer. So it's a frame structure. Frame structure in the sense that all the roof we have there, everything is steel. It's frame structure. The roof truss, everything still. And we ensure that whatever we are doing is something that can stand test of time. The kind of project, at least under my supervision, as something that when you come in the next 50 years, you make them standing. So when we concluded that, because when I came, we cannot differentiate any part from the road, so we started landscaping. In fact, when I came, somebody advised me that this place, nothing, but maybe you should start by planting flowers. At least that one's not going to cost you anything. Why not start by just planting flowers? So we started that, we did landscaping. After a while, we started the drainage, and when I do drainage, it's not this block or something, we do real standard drainage. I mean concrete or true. And we did that. We discovered, we need a bigger auditorium apart from that, and we constructed a multi-million twin lecture hall. And I think I've dropped some projects, I'll still go back to them. And we concluded that shortly after the present governor came on board. It's part of the project we completed under his watch, and he came, he commissioned it. I'm still going to talk about that because it's coming to our political institute. Was the first time we ever have a sitting governor visit this place. So maybe I'll still have time to talk about that. And that is why we named that place after him, because it was, to us, it was a very good one. It was very tight, but he still made it to this place. And the very first time that a sitting governor will attend any of our functions, and we remain grateful. Yeah, that was the first time he came. He actually came with the state house. The deputy governor was here, the chief of staff, even SFG was here too, but he was sent on assignment. And it shows that to us, I thank the governor for all, because that was the first time for us. That was our first time. For others, maybe they have had that opportunity several times. So we were able to commission that, and it's a big one. We also look at innovation. When you go through our campus, you see everything blue roof. Almost everything, maybe more than 80%. Anything you see that is blue roof, it's either constructed when I came on board. Even the mass communication that is brown room, constructed when I came on board. So we had the mass communication building, the complex, constructed, equipped under my watch. And there's another one, there was one that was raised down by fire in SBMS. The old building was reconstructed. We have it there, everything, they are evident. These things are not paperwork. They are not something you write that, oh, this is what I have done and you cannot say. It's something that you can see around. No, let's move to the School of Environmental Sciences. And they are not sponsored by TETFund. Through the support of the government and our IGR. It's recently started enjoying TETFund. We have the ICT. That was one of the very first projects commissioned. The ICT is a twin hall that we use for ICT, and we have more than over 300 computer systems. Is there. Both the construction, acquiring the systems are part of some of the projects that we embarked on, and it will interest you that most of these things were done, or not most, from the IGR through the support of the government too. Now, let me think about, we have quite a number of them. Yeah, there's this laboratories for the engineering. The story building, it has about 8 standard laboratories, furnished, equipped. Some of the things that we're able to do as a team, as Team Ogitech, because that's what I say, I've been saying we were able to do, because I have good people here that have been very cooperative. And I think the list continues.
The relationship with the host community has been cordial. Prominent indigents of Igbesalan speak volume of the symbiotic rapport.
Happily, Funke has been able to live up to and actually beyond our expectations. I think in summary, I want to describe her tenure in one sentence, and that is to say that she has confirmed the aphorism that what a man can do, a woman can possibly do better. Funke has proven beyond doubt that she is a woman whom the cap fits. We are all very proud of her.
I recall that she took over from the pioneer lecturer, who happens to be the son of the soil, Professor Godwin Ejodame. And since she took over, she has been making remarkable progress in the institution. I remember she commenced by being the first rector to graduate, to organize convocation for a number of students that have passed through that institution. That day will ever remain green in the memory of not only just some people and Sarah and even Ogun, but Ogun State.
The rector says the support she has received has been tremendous. She makes a special mention of the state government and how it has been instrumental to the actualization of her dreams for Ogitech.
I want to tell you, for the very first time again in the history of this institute, we got support from government doing accreditation. It has never happened. And we're actually supported to the tune of about over 25 million. To us, that was a good push, a form of encouragement. The fact that the government, we are going to have this, that means the government wants this school to continue to exist, to survive against all odds. They support us monthly with subvention, and sincerely is being regular.
Without being immodest, she says she is living with her heads up high, having diligently served meritoriously.
I was telling somebody a few days ago that I'm living Ogitech fulfilled. can say that with my shoulders rest. Because you see, it's not about infrastructure. I've been able to, what about the impact on lives? A lot of people, when I came on board, I think the most senior was probably maybe a lecturer too. Now we have chief lecturers. The promotions have been very consistent. When I came on board, I was able to offset about how many years promotion, maybe from 2010 or 2011. And I will tell you as of today, we are not owing any promotion. So I'm leaving this place fulfilled. I'm leaving this place that I've been able to the best of my ability to do whatever God allow me. The reason why God allowed me to be here, I've been able to achieve it to the best of my ability.
State government attests that Dr. Akinkurulere remains a faithful steward with our landmark achievements.
I commend the supportive role played by the management under the leadership of Director, Engineer Dr. Mrs. Olufunke Akinkurulere for the success and achievements obtained so far. Noteworthy are the achievements of the Polytechnic in many heights in academic excellence, infrastructural development, and laurels in recent times. All these outstanding performances has left me and my government with great satisfaction.
The Associate Professor of Civil Engineering shares a fun side.
I get in touch with my old friends, we chat. Maybe some of them, they are celebrating their birthday by the grace of God. I'm going to be 50 next year, and I'm excited about it. You know, I'm not a feminist anyway, but I don't believe that if you are a woman, that being a woman or female is limitation, that you have limitation. No. I believe whatever you can see, you can have it. And once you believe you can overcome them, it's going to be what you can see, you can have. Thank you.
This engineer of great value is an apostle of peace with keen interest in the success of students' academic pursuits. All these virtues have earned her the Student Friendly Rector of the Year, among other academic awards of excellence.